Hey everyone, Caan here again, and today I'm going to take you through the process of matched betting. From start to finish, I'll share everything a beginner needs to know in under 20 minutes. So grab a coffee, sit back and stick with it because it's a useful one that anyone can benefit from. So let's start with the most basic question: what is matched betting? The process of matching two opposing bets on the same outcome in order to obtain a bonus offer. We then repeat that process using the bonus to lock in a tax-free profit, regardless of what we chose to bet on. Sounds easy, right? Really, it is. But getting the most money for the least amount of time isn't always so easy. But that's what we're here for, to give you the best tools and advice, teaching you how to make as much money as fast as possible in a simple and progressive manner. Depending on a handful of variables, the amount and regularity at which you profit will fluctuate. You'll see why shortly. However, there's no dispute. Match betting is a sustainable way to boost your bank balance. Thousands of people are doing it every day. How does match betting work? In the simplest form, match betting works by utilising a three-step process depending on the offer. But before we start, it's important to know: the best match bettors know that maximum profit comes from efficient bet placement. Doing things with a set structure and focusing on maximum returns will drastically increase your earning potential. It all starts with a free bet offer or bonus. But there's a problem. The bookmakers aren't just going to give out free cash with no reason. In order to get your hands on the prize, you'll need to play their game. You may have seen some things like this advertised: new accounts, bet £10, get £30 free bet bonus. With the use of betting exchanges and some simple maths, we can take the risk out of this deal, keeping the bonus in the process. From there, we convert the bonus into withdrawable cash. Simple. Here's how it's done. Three-step process. 1. Bonus search. Finding a bookmaker's offer to exploit for a profit. Preferably, this offer will be the largest return for the least amount of time. See our calendar. 2. Qualification. Fulfill the initial criteria required in order to obtain the bonus offer. We'll show you how to do this in reverse on the exchange at the same time. 3. Profit rush. Taking the newly credited offer and turning it into cash, using a similar process to the previous point. In later lessons, we'll go deeper on some of the specifics, showing you where to source the best deals as fast as possible, how to calculate and find the most profitable outcome with some snazzy software, and the best execution practices and tips. Pretty simple, right? But don't worry if you don't get it just yet. In this next step, we're going to explain how match betting actually works, starting off with bookmakers and betting exchanges, lay betting and liability, fractional and decimal odds, and why the bookmakers give away so many free bonus promotions. So let's get started with how betting odds work. Betting odds are a direct reflection of probability, or so they should be anyway. The easiest way to explain is through an example. A coin has two sides, thus there are two outcomes, heads or tails, that's it. To create odds, this needs to be put into numbers. There are two different formats that betting odds are expressed in, covered shortly, but for now all you need to know is that betting odds are a reflection of an event occurring over the longer term. Odds will change if the chance of the event happening increases or decreases. If the probability of something happening increases, the odds become smaller. Whereas if the probability of something happening decreases, the odds become larger. This is fact. The universal law of supply and demand makes it so. So where can you place bets, and how do these service providers make their money? How bookmakers work. Bookmakers operate in a very simplistic manner. They take the probability of something happening and then offer you a price that is lower than its chance. They don't win every time, but over the longer term, probability ensures they come out on top. Think back to that coin flip example. I bet £10 on flipping heads, you bet £10 on flipping tails. The winner keeps £20 after the coin flip, right? Not if you were betting with a bookmaker. They would be more likely to take both bets and then pay the winner £16, keeping the remaining £4 for themselves. How betting exchanges work. The clue's in the name. Betting exchanges work by allowing their users to exchange bets. Quite literally, that is it. The price at which users exchange bets is created by market supply and demand. The more demand there is for a particular bet, the more likely the price is to shorten. However, if the supply of lay bets, explained shortly, outweighs that of the demand to match them, the overall price increases. Much like anything in life, the market forces dictate betting exchange prices, unlike a bookmaker who chooses their own. So there are 3 stages to exchange betting. User A logs in and offers a bet. User B logs in and matches their bet, betting against them. And the betting exchange provider ensures that the money is exchanged from the loser to the winner after the event has taken place. In order to place a bet in the first place, both users must have the funds to cover their bet within their account. For providing the service and playing referee, the betting exchange charges a small commission. So for clarity, here's an example. Back to that coin flip. I bet £10 on heads, you bet £10 on flipping tails. In this instance, the betting exchange would allow us to match bets against each other. Whoever wins gets to keep the £20, minus the commission on winnings. Assuming it was 5%, the winner would take home £19.50. To do this, there are 2 types of bets on an exchange: back bets and lay bets. A back bet is a type of bet that most are familiar with, betting on the win, hence the name, you're backing your selection. But what is lay betting and liability? A lay bet is simple, you're just doing the opposite of a back bet. Instead of placing a bet to win, you do the complete opposite, you take someone else's bet expecting it to lose. Depending on the outcome, you exchange money. To reiterate, back bets is betting on the outcome will take place, and lay bets is betting on the outcome won't take place. Most people become confused when it comes to lay bets liability, also known as exposure. Don't panic though, it's really simple. When you consider that laying is taking someone else's bet, you soon realise you have to have the funds to cover the bet. This is your liability or exposure. For example, you lay a bet on AC Milan to lose a football match for £10. Their odds are trading at 3.25. This means people betting on it will bet £10 to win £22.50. If AC Milan loses the match, you will win their £10, minus the 50p commission. And if AC wins the match, you have to pay them £22.50. In this instance, your liability or exposure for your lay bet would have been £22.50. In short, odds times lay stake equals liability. So what are the differences between decimal and fractional odds? If you haven't placed a bet in your life, don't worry. Betting odds are expressed in 2 different formats. Fractional odds, typically by bookmakers such as Bet365, and decimal odds, widely used by betting exchanges such as Betfair. But why do we care about this? Because we need to make the 2 formats comparable. So, another example, fractional odds. Assuming we want to bet on AC Milan to win a football match, the price to place this bet, the fractional odds may be 9 to 4. This means for every £1 you place, you stand to win £2.25 profit and get your original £1 stake back, because you won. So had you placed £1 bet on AC Milan to win the match, your potential return would be £3.25. Simple enough, right? But in decimal odds, assuming the same situation, the decimal odds would be 3.25. The same £1 bet would return £2.25 profit and return you your original £1 stake. Exactly the same as I previously mentioned. Your potential return would also be £3.25, the only difference being the way in which the odds are expressed. So the fractional calculation is bet in stake times fractional odd plus your original stake gives you your total return. For example, £10 bet at 9 to 4 returns £22.50 plus the original £10 bet, total return being £32.50. Not that confusing when you break it down. The decimal calculation is bet in stake times decimal odd equals total return. For example, £10 bet at 3.25 returns £32.50. Take note, just about every bookmaker now offers a function to choose fractional or decimal odds. You just need to locate it, as fractions are often used as default. We'd advise selecting decimal odds as it will make comparisons so much easier. But there's a reason I didn't say that at the beginning. Understanding properly is a real benefit as you progress. Sometimes situations change and we don't want you risking a penny more than you need to. It's not what we're about. So, why do bookmakers have offers? When most people think of betting, they think of a bookmaker. Ladbrokes, William Hill, Coral, Bet365, they're everywhere. Bookmaking is big business. Before betting exchanges, they were the only way to place a bet. However, with the rise of the internet, business has become more competitive. In a race to gain more customers and make more profit, bookmakers often give out free bets and bonuses to draw in new customers and keep existing ones betting. It's a beautiful thing. The actual offers are continually changing. At this stage, we just want to make you aware that they exist. Here are a few typical examples. £200 bonus for new customers. Bet £10 and get £30 free bet. Deposit matched 100% up to the first £50, and many more. With there being hundreds of bookmakers online, the opportunity is huge, as you'll see shortly. On-screen explainers can be soul destroying at times, but hang in there, we're almost through the essentials. With successful match betting, efficiency is crucial. It means you'll get to retain more of the bonus promotion as profit when it comes to withdrawing. That's exactly why this last segment focuses on prioritising the most valuable offers, calculating the most efficient odds matches, and a few other best practices. So to conclude, finding the best odds match. Efficiency is all about minimising losses and cranking up those gains. So in this instance, we want to lose as little as possible. To ensure that happens, the price between bookmaker and exchange needs to be close. To get the best possible match, we advise using the price matcher. Getting the most efficient match depends on many different variables. If you're placing a qualifying bet or profit rushing a bonus, you'll need to fit a different criteria. When turning your free bet bonus into cash, it's often more beneficial to target higher odds because you'll generate a larger profit. Regardless of sport or event type, the matcher will tell you what's best within a couple of clicks. It's far easier than wasting time trawling through different bookmakers, exchanges and betting markets. How to prioritise offers. Not all offers are created equal. It goes without saying, getting the biggest bang for your buck is important. For each user, it will be a little bit different, depending on which accounts and bookmakers you've used in the past, if any. But we want to show you how to maximise a return in a minimum time. There's no point messing about. We would advise taking a higher return, easier to complete offers first. As your skill set and experience increases, the completion of other more difficult offers will become easier. Profiling opportunities isn't so hard. The best offers hold a high profit yield, usually £30 plus, and have a low completion requirement, typically opening an account. We've laid out and categorised those offers for you in the offer vault. Also, as new offers become available, they're added to the daily calendar. Like everything though, the offers do change from time to time. To get around this problem and save you missing out on event-specific promotions, it's best to check the calendar every day. Calculating the most effective match. Aside from finding a quality match with a high yielding offer, you want to get the numbers right. This part of the process can be done yourself with a pen and paper, but for ease, we've got it covered with a match betting calculator. Using the calculator will allow you to pinpoint the exact staking and odds required to place your match bet. As events count down to the starting time, the odds are more likely to move. Using the calculator will reduce confusion and speed everything up. Plus, it's not too hard to adjust your position if something changes halfway through placing the bets. Best practices. There are heaps of myths out there in the match betting world. Some are, quite frankly, ridiculous. We'd advise taking a look at our extra tutorial section under the course's home tab. For now though, we're going to hit up a couple. Bookmakers don't like match bettors. Fact. Match bettors routinely take money from the bookmakers. Why? Because this process shared with you is quite efficient and making full use of their free offers, which of course are not entirely free. They give them out with the anticipation that you'll continue to bet with them at poor odds and lose a packet of money. Don't do that. To that end, bookmakers want to close and restrict match betting accounts, otherwise known as gubbing. To avoid making your account stick out to the bookies and be gubbed, we advise doing a few things. 1. Always deposit a little more than required to qualify for an offer. 2. Try to stick to betting on similar things. Darts followed by Egyptian hockey and equestrian jumping isn't going to look all that natural. Bet on events that are larger and more popular. Football and racing is great for this. If you can, avoid withdrawing your entire balance after completing a match betting offer. Ensure that IE snare is not been installed on your machine, and try to bet on similar teams fairly regularly, appearing as though you're a fan. A favourite football team maybe. Match betting myths. As much as you'll see some similar points to the ones mentioned, there are some ridiculous ones out there too. To set the record straight, 1. The odd £2 accumulator bet will trick the bookies and they won't think you're match betting. 2. If you bet at higher odds, you'll lose into the exchange and they won't notice. 3. Betting odd amounts will get you gubbed. All of the above are a bit daft. Bookmakers aren't going to be fooled by a £2 accumulator when you're continually taking their £20 and £50 offers, withdrawing money regularly. Over time, you won't lose into the exchange at higher odds either. Variance will ensure this. Otherwise, there would be no need to match bet. Everyone would just be laying higher odds bets for easy money. It's crazy. Making your stake a nice round number like £5 or £20 isn't going to get you branded as a mug punter. Thousands of people bet different stakes every day all over the country. It's a pretty wild myth right there. Now you've got the understanding needed to complete your first offer. Next up is the 3-step walkthrough.